I made this video specifically for you if you only have $10,000 or less to your name. You might have $311. You might have just overdrafted and now you have negative 86. And wait, is that your phone ringing? Is that the bank calling for the overdraft fee? I had that happen a lot back in the day. So I made this video just for you. If you don't have the amount of money that you want yet, this is exactly what you need to do. And I'm not making a video like, hey, listen to me. I'm making this because I want to help you, because I had $0 to my name. My wife, she was just my lucky little girlfriend back then. She was in credit card debt, about $10,000 in credit card debt. Not because she was like buying Kim Kardashian lip stuff, but for basic stuff, because our meager lifestyle, we still couldn't afford it. And there was a point when everything changed in our life and we said, hey, we're gonna make things different from here on out. And we probably didn't even have 5,000 bucks to our name together. And we did this very simple 6-step process. I almost said sex instead of 6, but I don't really want to redo this video. So this is a 6-step process. If you have less than $10,000, you got 418, you got 1,000, and you want more money. When we did this, we went from being where we were, which I just told you about, to by the time I was 27, I was a millionaire, and today at 30, a multi-millionaire. You know, not the best in the world, but I done pretty dang good. I retired my wife at 25. She's never had to work again since then. And I did it all by utilizing this 6-step process that can change your financial life no matter where you are. So real quick, I have a free success hypnosis. It's a financial success hypnosis. It's right there down below, pinned to the comments and in the description. I think you're really gonna enjoy this video, so don't get the success hypnosis too quick, but it's free. You can get it at the end of this video and it'll help you start to reprogram your subconscious so you can start to attract more money in your life. So let's dive right into this video. Big idea numero uno. You want more money. Maybe you even think like you can't get it anymore because you've never had more than $1,000 or $5,000, or it's always been the same struggles, right? So you have to make a choice that what has been won't control what will be. What has been won't control what will be. And the tendency when you're broke, and this is why welfare in America, the recipients are often 4th and 5th generation welfare recipients. The thing that's really interesting to note about that from a psychological perspective is because it's showing us that once you get used to a financial situation of struggling, being broke, mediocrity, being in debt, just treading water, once you get used to it, then it becomes to use our most popular new term, new normal. It becomes your new normal, financially speaking, and then it becomes your entire life. It's almost like when you set a thermostat in a house. I live in the desert. It's really hot in the summer. And so let's say it's 110 outside, right? 110 degrees. I'm outside in my boxers, sweating my butt off, and I have the AC set for 68, but I don't close the doors. So what happens? All the hot air comes inside and the thermostat kicks higher to get even colder air than 68 to flood that hot air to maintain homeostasis. The actual thermostat is like a GPS that gets programmed with a certain destination, and it does anything it can, regardless of what's happening outside, to maintain the way that it is programmed, its set point, its thermostat temperature set point. And similarly, your mind has been programmed for a financial set point. And so you have to realize that what has been won't control what will be. What has been won't control what will be. You know, it's cliche, but you're not the victim to these circumstances. Somebody may have stolen from you. Somebody may have cheated you. You may have never learned anything about money and you grew up in a crappy environment. You may have been born in the wrong city, state, country, too old, too young, ADD, whatever. You're not the victim to it. And as long as you keep thinking that just because it's always been this way, that it will always continue to be this way, then what's happening is you're expecting the temperature in your house to increase, but you still have the thermostat set to freezing. You have to change the set point. And this is a decision. I remember vividly the moment I made the decision that I was not going to be broke anymore. I used to just think it was just the way it was. It was just the way it was. This is what it was. And I'll still be happy. I'll still figure it out. Some shit'll suck, but I'm going to figure the rest of it out. It's just the way it is. I remember the moment I was watching a Bob Proctor seminar online with my wife, Ashley. We were sitting on our little sectional couch. It was really small. It was a hand-me-down couch from her mom that she had for 20 years because we couldn't buy a couch that we wanted. And we're sitting on this thing and Bob Proctor's doing the Science of Getting Rich seminar. And he says something very, very, very interesting. You can make any amount of money that you want. Any amount of money that you want. And I'm like, good idea. Sounds nice, but also sounds like crap. Sounds like corny new age BS. And he kept talking, and I'm sitting on this couch, and I turned to Ashley and I said, that's it. We are not going to be broke anymore. What has been doesn't control what will be. And I started to imagine a better financial life. I made a decision in that moment. Now, I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty in these remaining steps, but please stick with me here. I'm looking at you right in the eye. Make a decision in this very moment that your financial life is going to change. You are no longer going to be a victim to circumstances. You are no longer going to recreate the past. You are making a decision. You are now a new person. And what's in your bank account and how your life has been limited financially in this way or that, it's not your story anymore. Big idea number 2 is to treat $1 how you would treat $10,000. I used to always say, I'll save when I'm not broke. Look, I'm only making, let's say you're only making $1,000 a month. Well, how do I save? I'm only making $1,000 a month. I'll do it once I get more money. What that really is an incongruence between how you're showing up and who you need to be to have what you want. So there's 2 identities there. There's the old self and the new self. The new self is you with money. The old self is you in your present reality. For me, what I would do is I wouldn't save money because I didn't have any. And I would say, I'll save once I get more. I didn't invest money. I didn't save money to travel and do things that I want. I spent every dollar I had because I thought I didn't have very many dollars. The trouble with that is it reinforced me not having very many dollars. Now, here's the craziest thing. We think money will fix our financial problems. Money can't fix your financial problems. Only inner work can. Because if you have that mindset, let's say, I'll save once I get more money. You may get lucky and you may end up making $100,000 a year and before you were making $10,000. But if you don't change the way you treat money, you will do the exact same money problems. So you'll still be broke at $100K a month, spending every dollar you make and then some with credit cards. You'll have the exact same scenario, just a little bit more comfort and a little bit more options, but you'll be in the same financial servitude as you were before. So to truly change your own life, financially speaking, you have to change yourself first. Now, the important things out of this is gratitude, respect, and saving. So when I'm making $1,000, when you have $100 in your bank account right now, it's easy to not be grateful. But once you can start to be grateful for every dollar you have, because if you had $1 million, you'd be grateful as shit, right? You want that exact same mindset irrespective of how much money you have. Because at the end of the day, it's all relative. Get rid of the idea that you don't have a lot of money. You just have energy. And if you want more energy, you have to start to become aware of it, appreciate it, and respect it. Because money has ears and it hears when you call it. Money has ears and it hears when you call it. What this means is that money responds to the way that you behave with it, treat it, and think about it. So when you say, I'll save once I get more money, you're saying I'm broke, so you never get more money. When you say, I'll think about investing once I have a bunch of money, you're not prepared mentally. So there's no space. Your cup has a lid on it. You have to take the lid off your cup so the cup can be filled. And when you do this, things shift. So one of the simple things that you can start to do that changed my life is I said, if I was making $1 million a year, how would I be doing it? All right, I'd be taking 40% in savings, 10% for travel, 20% for taxes, this, that. And I broke it out, right? Even when I was making $1,000, I started doing that. And the crazy thing was, because money has ears and it hears when you call, it started to come into my life more quickly. So reflect on that. How do you treat money? How do you behave with the money that you have? And is how you're treating it now signaling for more to come or for more of the same? And if you really want to amplify that, that's why my success hypnosis is so important. It's a free financial success hypnosis. You can start to use it to change your self-identity and your own financial story, which is going to shift the results in your life drastically. It's free, and you can go ahead and check that out right there down below. Number 3 is to set yourself clear financial goals. If you go back to idea number 1, it was make a choice that what has been won't control what will be. What often happens with that is we're so used to what has been that we never set financial goals because we think what has been will just repeat itself. So the very first step, your brain is a reward seeking mechanism. It is a goal achieving mechanism, and it needs direction, just like a GPS on a car is useless without direction. So the first step that Bob Proctor said in that seminar when I'm sitting on my couch, he said, what do you want? What do you really want? Not what do you think you can get? Not what do your parents think you can get? What do you want? And I said, I want to make $20,000 a month. And that was such a big number. It seemed like the most ridiculous shit in the entire world, right? Like I was making under $1,000, $2,000 a month. Nothing was coming in. So the idea of making 20 grand every month was insane to me. But I wrote it down on an index card and I wrote it down on a piece of paper. What I did in that moment was I created separation from everything that I'd known, my entire financial story, and I put a stake in the ground. I put a flag in the ground, just like when somebody goes to another planet, they put a flag in the ground from the country they're from. You're putting a flag in the ground and saying, here is my new financial reality, brain, and this is where I'm going to go. So a lot of people watch videos and they get entertainment through education, but they don't actually apply the education. And there's a difference between learning it and living it. Learning it is you watch this video. Living it is that you do it. And I failed as a YouTuber if you just watch this video and you don't do anything. So if you're still with me, make sure you smash the like button. But most importantly, actually do this exercise. Either pull out a pen right now or in your head come up with a number, and when this video ends, you can write it in your phone, journal about it or whatever, and pick the specific financial number that you want to work to achieve. This is a monthly, clearly defined financial goal where what has been doesn't control what will be. Number 4 is to do the inner work. This is all without saying that you're probably, hopefully, going to do the outer work. What that means is whatever it is. For me, when I was making YouTube videos, it was publishing every single day, studying, coming up with outlines, doing the work, right? Not just sitting on the couch and imagining it, and then my channel goes viral without making any videos. Like, that doesn't happen. It's without saying that you're doing the outer work, right? But the inner work. And that's something that isn't discussed all that much. The inner work financially is crazy important. Because when I was broke, I didn't believe that I was good enough to make money. I didn't think I was smart. I dropped out of college. I got denied by all the publishing companies when I wrote my first book. It was very sad and traumatizing. And so that outside circumstance created a story in my head that I was too young, I wasn't smart enough, I should have went back to college and I didn't do it. And similarly, you can trace back your own financial limiting beliefs to specific memories, childhood, or trauma that you might have had in your life. Like, for instance, Maybe your parents you grew up poor. And so you'd ask for something and your dad would say, "What do you think? Money grows on trees?" And so you always felt weird and bad and uncomfortable having things because your dad always said money didn't grow on trees, and he got pissed if you asked for some extra money. And so out of that, you may have developed an unwillingness to receive or a difficulty to receive. So even if you get money, you spend it all, right? Or yours might be that you're seeking validation, and you're seeking validation from money. Yours might be safety. Maybe your parents always told you to play it safe, or maybe one of your parents took a risk and then they went bankrupt, and so it was super traumatizing. Your parents got divorced. It was the worst part of your life. And so you always tried to play it safe in life. And so what you're doing is you're playing it so safe that you're afraid to take the necessary risks to start a business, to whatever, in order to make more money. And what you're doing is you're trading freedom for safety. And that might be it. And what's the self-protective mechanism of safety really about? What it really is about is feeling like you're not going to have enough, or feeling like you aren't good enough for more. And when you get to the core of that childhood shit, then what you find out is certain self-sabotaging tendencies fall away, right? The only reason that we're self-sabotaging, the only reason we have trouble with money, the only reason that things aren't working out is because we have deep childhood memories that have negatively influenced us with our self-image, with our capabilities, with our views on our potential, with our story about what we're capable of financially, what's really possible. All of this has been buried deep within us. And the crazy thing is, once you get into it, your life changes. For example, I was building this YouTube channel. I wasn't getting any results literally at all. I was getting like 5 views. 2 of them were from me. 1 was from me in the public library using a different IP address. The other one was my mom. And the other one was me stealing my girlfriend's phone. Like, that was it. It was like, that was all that was happening. And I was really frustrated and I was really pissed off, and I realized I was seeking validation from the views because I dropped out of college and I was going to do this book stuff, and everyone said I was silly, like this silly little hobby by this silly little boy. Let me know when you grow up and you get a real job. And so I was trying to get validation, which was really me not feeling enough and then trying to prove it with outside results. And when I got to the core of that and I realized I don't need a successful YouTube channel in order for me to be validated. My career doesn't have to take off for me to feel successful because I already am. I dropped out, I backpacked around the world, I wrote a book, I made it happen. Regardless of whether the outside world gives me the success that I want or not, I made it happen. And that shift of realizing, I don't need anything, I'm good. That shift on a subconscious level made old YouTube videos start going viral. And when I was camping, my channel went viral out of nowhere. And all of a sudden I had hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I never looked back. I got 60 million views in a couple years, became a millionaire. All these epic things started happening. And what happened was I just had to heal something within myself. A lot of times in money, we think it's the habit. You need to learn this new money habit, this new work habit. And so we're always looking to rearrange the exterior world. And what I found is the inner work around money is just as important, because a lot of times you're already doing the right things. You're just coming from the wrong place. You're coming from broke. You're coming from poor. You're coming from limitation. And even though you're doing the right things, you're getting the wrong results. Just like what happened. I didn't change anything. They were old videos. I did the exact same thing I was doing. I just healed something within myself. I found something within myself. And then that opened up a bunch of energy. And then a bunch of good shit started happening in my life that basically was in escrow. Just like when you sell a house and it's in escrow between owners. You have a bunch of money in escrow that's just waiting for that vibe shift. So ask yourself, what type of ideas, beliefs, stories, traumas about money, success, and self-image did you learn growing up? And are you ready to let go of them? Number 5 is to gamify your financial life. And the way you do this is really simple. This is a takeaway exercise, and then we got one more big idea. So on this, you're gonna do is gamify how much money you wanna make and gamify your savings and do it in short bursts. So pick a 30-day target right now. You're gonna save $500 in 30 days. You're gonna save $10,000 in 30 days. Wherever you're at, just something that's a small win. You need a quick small win so you can realize all your financial stories were bullshit and you can do more than you thought. So gamify it in 30 days for your income and your savings. I'm gonna make an extra $1,000 in 30 days. I'm gonna save an extra $500 in 30 days. And start immediately. Something that's doable in 30 days where if you get it, you'll be hyped and it's the first small win. And then you compound those. That's all my wife and I did. First we said, can I save $1,000? We put it on the fridge. We started at 1,000. All right, let's each put $7 in. All right, that's 14. What's 14 minus 1,000? And then we would cross it off. Okay, now we're at 486 left. We have this much more to go. And we would do it like that. We saved our first 1,000, then we saved our first 10,000. And it's the same process. That's why I said earlier, get out of your head about big and small numbers. It's all relative. It's the same process for 1,000 as it is for 10,000, as it is for 100,000, as it is for 1,000,000. And once you realize you can achieve financial goals, then you keep gamifying them. And before you know, you have 10 grand. Then you're making 100 grand. Then you've saved your first 100 grand. Gamify it, gamify it, gamify it. Number 6, last but not least, is the wealthy self exercise. So you just pull out a pen and pad, you write at the top, wealthy self exercise. So you start with, I now see myself. So you actually pull out a pen and pad and you write down, I now see myself. And then you write it in the present tense. So I just did a for example here. I now see myself crafting perfect videos, having fun, inspiring millions of new people, shattering old beliefs about myself and my capabilities, attracting hundreds of thousands of new subscribers who love my videos and are getting epic results, leaving awesome comments about how it's changed their life. This is resulting in awesome new sales in our paid courses, and people are getting fantastic results. Goes on like that. This is the new self. So you write about your new habits, you write about your new behaviors, you write about how you're doing so great in sales, whatever it is. And when you write this down, you're gonna read it out loud 1 time per day to start to instill that new self into your awareness. So that does it for today. Sorry, today's video a little bit long. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button. Give me a comment down below, please, and let me know if you enjoyed it and you're still with me. I'm gonna go ahead and link a couple of my top financial videos that you can check out as well. And I'll put them in the pinned comments and in the description so you can check out some other videos to help you make more money. Remember this, money has ears and it hears when you call. You are capable of more than you could ever imagine financially. And I don't just say that to bullshit you. You really are capable of more than you could ever imagine financially. And I hope that this is the moment where you realize and you decide, yes, I can do it and I'm going to take control of my financial story.